What's going on, boys and girls? What's up, world? Austin John Please here, and welcome back to Link's Awakening, the perfect walkthrough, plus clickbait title, or something, I don't know. Now, as much as I love BowWow, and I would love to keep BowWow with me forever and ever and ever and ever, I can't. He doesn't belong to me. He needs to go home. And until there's a mod that makes BowWow with me all the time, unfortunately, he has to go back. But we actually have a lot of things we're doing with BowWow before we bring him back, which is fantastic news for us. If you're following along with the Let's Play, we have the conch horn, 8 pieces of heart, and 7 secret seashells found after just finishing the bottle grotto. If you don't have all of those items to that point, then I do recommend going back and checking out the previous episodes, starting at episode 1. And this episode, we are doing a lot of things. First things first, soon as we leave the bottle grotto, I want to head north, and we're gonna do some fun stuff right now. First, let's get all these rocks out of the way. He just threw it at the ground. Thanks BowWow, I love you. And we're gonna lift up this rock. And there's a strange energy coming from here. You should take a closer look. This is our first warp point that we've unlocked in the game, and we're actually going to unlock several of them throughout this episode. This one is labeled for Dampé's Shack, and Dampé's right here. So here at Dampé's Shack, soon as we have BowWow after completing only the second dungeon, you're more than welcome to go in here and take on the first 2 quests. Also, this is when you can scan your 5 Zelda-related amiibos. If you lay them out optimally, this one took me 1:17. This one I cleared in 57 seconds. Until we get down into challenges after this, there are no notable rewards. So you do not have to do Dampé's challenge right now. I will tell you the times that there are notable rewards to come in here and actually do Dampé's challenge. But without further ado, let's get into the fun stuff. And we have a lot of exploring to do here, boys and girls and worlds and furls. Thanks. We're gonna head north of Dampé's Shack. We're gonna head up these stairs. There's an owl who's gonna land on these stairs, talk about the windfish again. And then we're gonna walk up these stairs to the end of the game. I mean, this is where you do come at the end of the game, although there's nothing you could do right now, because we obviously don't have the things that they said that we need in order to unlock it, but a quarter of the way into the game, that's where we're gonna end up being at the end. Anyways, we're gonna head down and continue around here. Pick up this rock. Whenever there's stairs, you can actually use your rock's feather to jump over the stairs, and then you don't need to... Nice. Then you don't need to climb down them very slowly. And the reason we're heading over here right now is there is a second warp point that we can activate. This is a later dungeon that we're going to be visiting. These green flying mushroom looking boys, they are sort of a pain in the butt, because they shoot out bombs and you need projectiles in order to defeat them. But now that we've unlocked Tall Heights, which we're actually going to be coming back to this warp point again, let's head back to Dampé's Shack. And henceforth, anytime that I talk about going to an area, I'm just going to be cutting from when I fast travel there. So it saves in the video and it's more concise information, and who doesn't love that? Now we're going to cut through the swamp. We're going to backtrack to this marker that we left behind next to the telephone booth on the left side of the map, also to the left side of the swamp. And the reason for that is we're going to head back inside of here, lift up that skull, and collect the treasure chest, which is a purple rupee. Very nice. We're now going to head back into the swamp and take care of some of these points. I'm going to grab another toadstool while I'm here, because, you know, why not? And we're gonna head back into that log that we visited much earlier in the game in order to get that toadstool, because here we can finally pick up these skulls and get this piece of heart that we wanted. And we're going to backtrack to this log here in the mysterious forest right here that we've seen many times before. Even though we do have access here, we actually can't do anything yet. But at least we know what's in here. It's a piece of heart. However, just below that log... Oh, did I forget a seashell from a previous area? I sure did. Thanks, BowWow. You're the best. Also, this rock right here, lift it up. There's a secret. And here we're going to find the devil. Yep, a fun game, kids. It's a fun game. Put some magic powder on the purple torch, and boom! It's a crowbat. Throw a Pokeball at it. Oh, it's talking. Its name is Little Devil. Sounds like a rapper. Hey kid, you woke me up from a fine nap. Thanks a lot, but now I'll get my revenge. Are you ready? I'll let you carry more magic powder. Hee hee. Are you ready? Yes. That's his revenge. Hee hee hee, you deserve it. Now look at all the junk you have to carry. Ha! Take care, see you again. And you'll see in the top right corner that I have 17 magic powder. As soon as the dialogue box is done, he fills it up to 40. This was the first time that I learned that I was holding 30 in the first place, because 20 actually didn't fill it. This is one of several times that we encounter Lil Devil. While we're here in the mysterious forest, there is this chest that we've been ignoring because we couldn't pick up this rock before, but now we can. And inside is a secret seashell. Remember that plus sign where that heart is? That's where we are right now. And right next to that, here's the little pond that we're gonna get a fast travel point to at a later point. You can see like vapor coming off of the center of the pond. BowWow, you're blocking the vapor. You can see the vapor coming off of the center of the pond, although that requires us to go somewhere else to activate that point. But inside of this lovely little house right here is a woman named Tracy. Tracy has secret medicine, and it's 28 rupees. The 28 rupees gives us Tracy's secret medicine, guaranteed to kickstart your heart. So what this does is, if you ever die, you come back to life and it recovers. It's either 6, 8, or full hearts. I don't remember exactly. So if you're used to fairies doing that in other games, instead, it's Tracy's secret medicine. From Tracy's house, we are going to head south, take care of these big old rocks that have been in our way forever. Here's the witch's hut. Jump to the left of the witch's hut. There's going to be a boulder here. We're going to pick this up. Equip your shovel. Here's an area that zombies will spawn. Cut that one piece of grass in the middle, and we're going to dig. Thanks, BowWow. In the original games, people said that defeating zombies was a great way of getting rupees. Not in this one. Not in this one. Anyways, we're going to head down south of where the witch's hut was. We're going to remove this rock, which will forever stay gone. And now we're at the prairie. And this warp point that I guarantee you're going to see so much. Because anytime you want to head back to Mabe Village, you have to go to this warp point. And you're going to be very familiar with it. Just north of that warp point that we just unlocked, there is a hole in the wall. Let's enter this hole. First, in order to get the chest, we are going to push this rock up. Watch out for the floor, it breaks. This one to the right. Run down here. Take care of him. Lift that up. Push this one to the left. And we collect our chest. Push that one to the right. This one down. Remove the skull. And get the piece of heart. Leaving the dungeon, I actually want to stop in Mabe Village real quick, and there's a few items that we're going to get again, and we're going to head back to Mabe Village. Now, you can turn in BowWow, but we have the warp points, so there's no reason to. We're going to buy these bombs for 10 rupees, which is a fantastic price for bombs compared to any other Zelda game, that's for sure. By my calculations, 9 minutes of the crane game would get me from 570 to 980 arrows, or 980 rupees, but in the next dungeon, there's only kind of one reason you would need a bow and arrow, but we can totally achieve that with just bombs. And just for sake of you not having to grind through this crane game for an unnecessary 9 minutes, we're going to not do that. Although if you want to, go for it. Great, welcome back to the trendy game. If you already visited Dampé, the top left item will be a chamber stone. There are, I think, 10? 9, 10, 11, or 12. One of those numbers, I think. I'm still in the process of collecting the last of it. However, there's a new statue. As long as you've made sure to return the Goomba to the house you woke up in. Is that gonna work? Wow, I'm really surprised that worked. Fantastic. Now to get the chamber stone. What? How did that slide out? And on that angle, too. It's baloney. Baloney. This game is rigged, I tell ya. Wait till it touches the right. Tap A. See, I didn't think that was gonna catch, but it did. Goes to show you how much I know. Why are you even following this tutorial? Golly. Now, we can totally return BowWow. However, we still have a little bit more exploring to do, and we're gonna go to an area that has a lot of enemies. I'm gonna choose to not return the dog yet. This is an area that we kind of have access to right now. This is called the Dream Shrine. And in the Dream Shrine, there's a whole bunch of enemies that function very similar to Shy Guys. Right now, we only can get rupees as a reward, but later on we get a quest item, so we're gonna go there later. At the boy's house over here, we could put the spiny... There it is, on the table. Nice. But now that we have our bombs, we can leave Mabe Village and return back to the Tail Cave, and that one door that I literally just kept talking about. We can open that up now, which is great. We re-enter the dungeon, we see the marker that we left on our map from the first time that we were here. Right here, we could place down a bomb, wait for it to explode, head inside, and a secret seashell. Now we're aggressively hunting out and grinding for these seashells because there is a reward structure set up for however many seashells that you have collected. And if you've played the original games, there's sort of a stigma about collecting a certain amount. That's gone because the reward system is completely reworked, so you don't need to worry about that. You probably may have deduced that it's completely reworked when I said, hey, there's no longer 26 and you need 20 of them, but now you need 50. Let's remove that marker. And we are going to, from our position, head down to the shoreline, all the way to the right, to right there. Oh my god! BowWow ate the monkey! I didn't know the monkey could be defeated! Later on, you get the Pegasus boots, you run into the tree, and then the monkey just runs away, but... You are savage, son. To the right of where that monkey was gruesomely devoured by our dog. Let's come over here, get this treasure chest. It's a rupee. And this is an area that we're going to be visiting much later called Martha's Bay. Inside of here is a rundown house that's used for a different escort mission. And here's a secret seashell. And after accessing that house, we actually can't go that way right now until we finish the next dungeon, so we kind of have to backtrack quite a bit. I mean, in hindsight, that house isn't necessary right now. Like, you don't need that seashell for what we're about to do. Oh, here he is. We're gonna do it again. Do it. Get him. Second boy. Great. From Mabe Village, we are going to head back toward that warp point that we unlocked at the Cuckoo Prairie. I've never actually said that name out loud. Cuckoo? Nope. That sounds like I'm going to be demonetized. Cuckoo. That sounds exotic. Let's bomb that. Head inside. And here is a bunch of things that we're going to be getting later. Head back out. The nice part is that remains open forever, so we don't need to rebomb that. This area has a whole bunch of these millipede sort of enemies that will attack you. Here is another one that we need to bomb. BowWow, get away! Oh yeah, that's right, you're invincible. And here's another one of the fairies. Now this fairy, as opposed to the one that we encountered inside of the mysterious woods, instead this one will have a fairy here all the time. And then if you're low on hearts, you could either touch the fairy or speak to the great fairy. This honeycomb is used for a trade sequence in just a little bit. Let's bomb this big old pig, so the bombs are essential to progress forward. And our dog is gonna tell us that we need to dig. So let's dig. Underneath where that giant skull was, there's another secret seashell. Now, it's the same Octoroks that we encountered before, except they have wings, and they're a pain in the butt to defeat. Let's head south of that. So just for the record, we are now here on the map, and we're gonna hop over these little stepping stones. This is actually the next dungeon that we're gonna be going to, although there's a few more things we have to do before we enter it. First, take care of those boys, or not. But either way, we're gonna dig in the middle of that and get a seashell. For sake of uncovering the map, let's hop off of here and head south. This is Pothole Field, and the name is definitely lives up to its name. So, to the right is an area that is a whole bunch of potholes. And right here is a house that we're going to be going to next. See how I cut that grass? There was a pothole. Watch out. Let's just continue around this field all the way. There's a whole bunch of treats that we're going to be getting in just a little bit. I promise you that. Still in this episode. Past this telephone booth. Head up to this field of enemies. This castle is actually our next destination, and specifically the right. Now you'll see on my map there's a monkey. His name is Kiki. He loves me. And Kiki requires the bananas from the trade sequence. So if you have not done the trade sequence, refer back to episode number 1 where we got the bananas. However, Kiki does not like BowWow. What? Alright, Mutt, let's battle. They don't actually hurt each other. Ever. But we're gonna head south of where Kiki is. There's a whole bunch of moblins over here. And this is the seashell house, if you couldn't tell. It is right here on the map. But more importantly, right here, we're gonna uncover this teleport space for the Seashell Mansion. And right here is the Secret Seashell. If you've been following along with all of my tutorials so far, we now have 15 Secret Seashells, which is actually the exact number that we need in order to do something, which we're about to do. We're gonna do it. Let's head inside of the Seashell Mansion down by the seashore. I am the spirit of the mansion. I have been waiting for someone who can overcome the darkness, find the secret seashells, then ascend to the platform. You'll receive the ultimate sword. Sounds like you should come back with lots of seashells and stand on the platform. Fantastic. Over here on the right, you're going to see 5 seashells. Those are the 5 treasure points. The first one is at 5 seashells, and that's going to be for a piece of heart, which we have. The next one is going to be for 15 seashells, and that's going to get us the seashell tracker. And then it skips 20, and then at 30 seashells, we get another reward. At 40 seashells, we get the super powerful sword, and then at 50, we have all of them. Let's hop on here. We get the 5 reward, and the 15 reward. However, only one present can spawn at a time, so you'll see the second seashell not illuminate. We got a piece of heart. Sweet, dude. And now the second seashell illuminates. And this is the seashell sensor. And the seashell sensor functions very similar to a compass in a dungeon. In the overworld, it will notify us if we're within a certain amount of blocks or spaces away from a seashell. No matter how that seashell is obtained, even if we don't have the things necessary to get the seashell. Now, the reason that we grind it a little bit super early, in addition to that's how I just do my walkthroughs, we did that because right now we have BowWow to let us know if we need to dig for a seashell, but this is kind of like an upgrade. We just got a lot of seashells, and now we have an even more accurate way to find seashells. And finally, we don't need BowWow. All right, let's see this thing in action. Down here, where all these moblins are inside of these rocks, you'll see the seashell sensor just went off, and the icon is on the right side of the map. Now, this seashell does not require digging, so because of that, BowWow did not sense it. Can BowWow eat the flying guys? Get him. Get him. No, I don't think he can eat the flying guys. That's fine. Lift up this rock for Secret Seashell. From here, we're going to head into this cave, equip your bombs, and on the left side of the map, place down a bomb. Now, this is a brand new type of enemy that we haven't encountered yet. It's a beetle who hides underneath one of these rocks that we could pick up. But that bomb went off. Great. So let's head to the left, hop, go up the stairs, push that off, Hop over it. Push this rock over to the right, push that one up, and now we can walk through. Equip the shovel. And the seashell sensor already went off. And BowWow found it. Right there is a heart. South of that heart, boom, seashell. Let's backtrack to this room, head south one screen. And outside, we're gonna keep heading south. There's some cucumbers here. We're gonna lift up this rock. And that brings us to a warp point at Martha's Bay. Now, if you look at the map, this is right where we were before, except to the south of here was that giant chasm that we couldn't cross because we don't have the upgrade yet. But now we just got the warp point, which is nice. Head to the right. Our seashell sensor is gonna go off. Chop some grass, get a seashell. Now to the south, there is this field of grass, which I'm gonna chop that one and then, yes. Now sometimes you can hop over two like that. You kind of don't supposed to. Like, you don't supposed to be able to, but you can. So take advantage of it. And down here, we can't progress any further because there is deep water. I'm standing in shallow water right. He can go, no problem. He's stuck. That's interesting. So there's shallow water right here, but there's deep water right there. You can see because there's some depth to it. And if I hop into it, I drown, and then I spawn back here. Oh yeah, he is totally stuck. Look how long that leash is. Alright, so BowWow is not meant to go in deep water. Got it. That was a fun little glitch. Great, now let's head to our warp point, and we're gonna warp back to the Seashell Mansion. I'm just gonna mark right here on the map. You don't need to come here. There's one piece of grass, you cut it, and there's an underground path that brings you under this river. We don't have the upgrade for it yet, and there's a piece of heart down there. So I'm just gonna put a piece of heart on the map. But now we're gonna warp to Tall Tall Heights. Remember that first one or that second one that we unlocked? Well, there's a seashell that we can grab right now. As our seashell sensor goes off, drop a bomb, lift it up, throw it in there. It's gonna come out of the bottom. Sweet dude. Fantastic, and now it is finally time to drop off BowWow back at Mom. It's sad to see him go. I mean, he was a lot of fun to bring along, and we definitely used him to his full potential. He got a lot of treats. And by treats, I mean he ate things and monkeys. Not Kiki. Kiki put up a fight. Let's head inside of her mama's house at Mabe Village. Ho ho ho! Thanks, Santa. I really appreciate what you did for my poor precious BowWow. You're such a nice boy. How can I ever repay you? I know. Smooch. Narrator, you got a reward from Madam Meow Meow. Ellipses. Lucky. It's so adorable. He's so bashful. Now, one very important thing is, and by important I mean not important at all, is anytime you walk next to BowWow, he greets you in a very happy tone, which before he barked at you. Now he likes you. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. My actual dog just walked into the room. Me saying what I was saying, and I think he got jealous. Poor Hiccup. Alright, this episode actually turned out a lot longer than I thought it would. We did a lot. We covered a lot of area in this episode. We got a lot of things. If we check the memories, we still only have the conch horn, but we did get 11 pieces of heart and 19 secret seashells. We have the secret seashell sensor right here. We also got our first chamber stone, and I picked up a toadstool. We learned about secret medicine, and we have to give the bananas to Kiki, and I think we're gonna do that in the next episode, because there was so many things. If you don't have 11 pieces of heart and 19 secret seashells, head back into the series, because there's things you missed. There's even more things that we can go grab, so we're gonna be covering that in the next episode. A whole bunch of stuff before we take on the next dungeon. So I want to thank everybody who came and checked out this video, and if you're playing along Link's Awakening and you're loving the game, then be sure to hit the like button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.